Hey guys, welcome back to LATV Central. Up next, we tackle a controversial issue. Child adoption is a difficult process to go through, and gay couples face even greater hardships. Some people don't see a problem with it, while others, well, they strongly oppose the idea of gay couples raising children. So check out our segment with a family that has made it work. Next.
Over 100,000 children in the U.S. are waiting to be adopted. Ignorance over the adoption process and prejudice against children in the foster care system often result in many children being bounced from foster home to foster home and eventually aging out of the system without a family or a support structure. There's a lot of controversy over same-sex couples adopting children, and the general concern is that there's negative consequences for the children being adopted by same-sex couples. Well, we're about to meet Carl and Bob and their two adopted sons, a very happy family. Thank you so much for allowing us into your home, and let's talk about a really special topic, adoption. How did you guys first decide that this is something you wanted to do?
Around the age of 25, I started thinking, you know, one day I would like to have children, and I was 35 when I started the process. Then I met Bob, and he has just kind of been swept along for the ride.
I never thought I'd have kids. I really didn't. He let me know right away that more kids were on the way. Before I met Carl, it just wasn't a part of what was going on in my life.
Something that you guys chose to do that maybe a lot of people don't know about is you adopted kids that were a little bit older. How old were your children when you adopted them?
Devon, when we adopted him, he moved in with us. He was 8 years old. And then Dion moved in. He was 10 years old. They're harder placements for the place, for people, but we felt good about it, and we feel better about it now. You
guys are a same-sex couple adopting kids. Did that pose any obstacles for you?
Surprisingly not. It was almost not an issue with DCFS. Their stance is, we want these kids to have a good home.
Did you ever think that you were going to be adopted by two dads?
No. I thought like I would spend like the rest of my years and like moving from house to house until I grew up to until I got 18 and got out of foster care.
Both of our kids have been bounced around through many different placements. And the problem with that is the rules change every time they move. If there's problems, they always have the sense of, you know, well, maybe they'll just get rid of me. You know, there's a lot to be said for just finding a stable home, you know, even if it's not what many people would consider a traditional home.
Let's talk about a day in the life of the Claver McKinley family. Who wakes the kids up? Who takes the kids to school? Who makes breakfast?
Well, let's see. Usually, I'm always the first person up because I get up and walk the dog. Then I come back and I wake up the children, and Bob usually gets up around that time too. And then the kids hopefully get ready for school relatively quickly, and we all have breakfast together. And then both of the kids are able to get themselves to school. Then we come back home, and we usually have the children start on their homework while one of us cooks dinner. We try to eat dinner together every night. The children finish their homework. They get a certain amount of TV time. They have some additional work that they have to do, like some reading and stuff like that. And then we call it a night and send them to bed.
Now, when you do get in trouble, who's the one to kind of like ease off faster?
Neither.
They're mean?
Yeah. I mean, they're not mean, they just like discipline. Because if you rob a bank, the judge is not going to let you off easy. You're going to spend your time in jail.
You guys have a moment in your life as a family where you're like, wow, we're really doing this. This is working. This is great.
I have that moment every Friday night.
We see a movie or do an activity and go out to dinner.
I think that there are times when I really am in awe of my children and my relationship. I feel like the luckiest person in the whole world.
Research has shown that a parent's sexual orientation has no bearing on that of their children, and that children of LGBT couples do as well as any other child in all areas of life. The bottom line is that children find permanent, loving, stable families for a lifetime. Adopting a child really makes a difference in their life, and their parent's sexual orientation doesn't. Think about it.